Much better. Anyways, welcome back to another video on Gearsaw Studios, and today we have episode 8 of the Let's Play. And this house here that I left on a cliffhanger from last time, well, it's completed now. No real interior, but it's enough, so that way, once I have something to fill it up with, well, I can kit it out. Of course, suggestions are always appreciated. And now with all this building, did a bit of raiding in episode 6, and 7 was kind of a just kill the wither. Pretty much just building this. Yeah, I should really have a better work ethic. Well, anyways, it's time to go back to adventuring. And there's only one good way to go back to adventuring. To an ancient city. So, I'm going to go immediately deal with an ancient city. All I need is some shears, I have the fireworks, I have the food, and I'm pretty good at evading wardens. I did die right before starting this because I got up for an hour and did nothing with my life. And then when I came back, it turns out I had left the game unpaused, so I got killed by a zombie. Oh well. Well, anyways, with 2 iron ingots for wool collection, well, it's time to go out to an ancient city. The question is, which direction? But I have a feeling it'll be over there. Of course, with the rules I set out for this, well, chunk base is completely allowed. So, because my rules say I'm only allowed to use chunk base for specifically ancient cities and biomes, along with very specific other things, but generally, like, I'm not going to be using it to find buried treasure. I might use it for something exceptionally rare, like finding a mansion when I've already purchased the map, stuff like that. Anyways, this is World Spawn, this is where I live, and zooming out, you can see I was expecting to find a bunch of ancient cities over here, but in reality, chances are, bottom of the world, only deep darks. So if I turn off highlight biomes, you can see lots of deep darks over here, but that's really far away. And for now, I only want to raid one ancient city, so changing it back to surface view, well, this would be the closest one. And right around here, this area, it's actually this, would be the stronghold right here. So it's actually not too far from places I've already explored. So I think I'll just do this one right here, post the coordinates. Oh wait, that's a teleport command. Well, oh well. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to start digging right down into an ancient city, and let's just hope I don't die to a warden. I haven't died to a warden yet naturally in survival, so hopefully I can keep my record. Right here, you can see it's a meadow, and this is where the ancient city is hiding, which I find actually really funny. Of course, of all the areas, it's just one tiny isolated city right under here. However, I'm actually going to ignore it. Well, I'm still going there, but I'm going to go right past it because there's something I've deemed more important. Right over here, as long as I keep going, of course there's a cherry grove, but I've already gotten cherry items, so hey, at least it's a closer source of pink petals if I need more. Well, there's an ocean, and in that ocean, there is a ginormous mushroom island. And yeah, that kind of took some of the exploration fun, but, I have to balance a little bit of, playing the game with, actually getting things done. So over here, it's getting pretty dark, but there is going to be a mushroom island. Where? I actually don't know. I'm gonna probably have to wander a little. It might actually be within the frozen ocean. Not entirely sure. Well, oh wait, ocean monument. Not today. Well, anyways, I'm just gonna go to the mushroom island, and then I'm gonna return right back. Coming into view, this is a exceptionally large and also flat mushroom island. You can see some big caves on it, a whole bunch of mushrooms. Too bad I didn't bring wheat for 2x2. But hey, our giant Wisconsin-shaped mushroom island that, from the center, if you lower your render distance, you can't even see the shores. Well, hey, it's somewhere I can get mycelium, although I'm probably not going to use mycelium for anything. But Minecraft... Oh, it turns out I've been keeping a duplicate shovel on me the whole time. Whoops. Well, anyways, just gonna get 1 block. Okay, yeah, that was definitely worth a 4,000 block journey. Well, anyways, right back to the ancient city, and cue me digging down. From that water right there, well, I actually got a very good position in the city, and I'm already on top of one of these towers, simply just because I glided onto it. And I specifically made sure that I'd end up in a position pretty close to the center by just measuring the coordinates and knowing what I know about the game. Anyways, it's time to see. First chest, Ward trim. At least it wasn't silence. I'd probably never hear the end of that. But anyways, throwing a bit of junk back in here. A fine addition to my collection. I guess I'll take that book. Who knows, I might use some weird contraption someday. Well, anyways, Ancient City. There's not actually too much to talk about here. It's, a stealth mission. And the problem is with stealth missions is the fact that I can't be silly and bombastic. And yeah, if I'm silly and bombastic and do dumb things for content, even though I usually avoid that, well, that's just gonna get me a Warden, so I have to go a little bit slower. But fortunately, well, I've done this enough. I know how to play the game, and this part isn't even in the deep dark. This is actually just considered a little bit of dripstone caves. So placing a torch, gonna grab myself a little bit of diamond ore here, and by a little bit, I mean exactly one. And then I'm just gonna light up piece by piece of the city. Ooh, other side. Feather falling 4, that would be good if I lose all my stuff someday. Piercing 4, nope, not useful. I think I'm doing pretty well. Gonna grab that saddle, and we can watch as my inventory rather quickly gets filled up, and watch as I have to start regrettably throwing things away. Well, this is kind of funny. So my chest is actually buried inside of here. And, ooh, I do not want to grab those. A little bit of disc 5, so that way I can have something I can easily access online, but I like collecting things. It makes me feel good about myself. Well, anyways, because this area is in the Dripstone Caves, you'd expect, well, monsters. However, that's not the case. The ancient city itself summons a bounding box around itself. And that bounding box does a fortunate thing of canceling spawns. So that way, if the ancient city, for some reason, does not generate complete... Well, more system noises. Well, anyways, if it does not generate completely within the bounds, well, it doesn't have issues with the experience getting ruined, which I think is an amazing stroke of luck that I get to use that, because it means I just got 2 free chests. Anyways, I'm going to shear away a little bit of this, and then I'm going to speed through the city. Unless, I do something stupid, because even though I play a little bit slower and cautiously, well, I do sometimes summon wardens anyways. After a surprising amount of exploration being done without seeing a shrieker, well, it's my first one, and it's one of these rooms. And notably, this is why I brought shears. Because if I just have enough wool, well, I don't have to play the games here. I can literally just cover everything and stuff. I won't have to waste a lot of time, having to deal with miscellaneous things, like covering every single spare avenue. And remember, this has already, 2 chests, and then it has a skull as well. So I have to be, careful, but I want the skull because although the ancient city kind of devalued these things because now skeleton skulls are, pretty cheap all things considered, well, I still want to collect them, I'm given the opportunity. And now, because everything's been, properly masked, open these, start collecting the goodies, get Swift Sneak 2. I don't think I need Diamond Horse Armor for anything. Cut out some coal mining from my life because torches are still necessary additions. And then... this is not good. Well, fortunately, that was only my first one. But hey, at least I got all 3 treasures out of that individual piece there, so I can continue on. As long as I, don't trigger any wardens, I can trigger shriekers all I want. Sometimes it's better to bite the bullet and simply just activate one, so that way you don't have to mask everything. And of course, you can always smash and grab your way through this place if you're careful enough. Despite that little hiccup over there, all things considered, this city has actually been, pretty easy. I'm actually quite surprised to say that, but usually I have to do a bunch of spawn proofing and such around the whole structure, but here I'm just going through the majority of it, which I'm not complaining. I mean, I like easier ancient cities, so I'm just gonna continue on, and yeah, hopefully by the end of this I have something to show for it. Even though I keep saying I'm just gonna continue on, I do have a little anecdote about this place. So, right here you can see it's an ice box. I'm gonna say this, it's a really stupid idea to try raiding these ever. Because this is all the loot you get. It's either blindness or night vision, and it's random. Of course you get a few snowballs, but unless you were woefully underprepared, this is a risk, because it's an undefusable structure. However, if you do eat it, let's see, and bad luck. Yeah, eat another, and now I get night vision, and you can see I can see the structure actually quite clearly for a moment. You know, scan for ores if I want, but otherwise, it's just kind of dangerous to go through all here. But hey, at least there's one hidden treasure of the ancient city. I've been told that, oh, the structure doesn't have the best loot, it only gives you pants for some reason. Have you noticed the amount of diamond ore generating on the walls? The fact that it's giving you pants is only because it's nice about Swift Sneak. Really? Really? Oh my. Seriously. I got silence. Yep. I can't believe it. I literally spent like several hours. I think I spent like an entire real life day looking for that in another world. And look, here I am on my first ancient city in this random world, you know, like I'm gonna play on this for a while, but still, like, I really got silence before I got echo shards. Really. Well, also, I'm taking that name tag, but okay, well, good news. This will probably be my only ancient city for the series. And, well, whether that's good or bad is up to you. You can always yell at me, hey, you didn't do enough ancient cities, or hey, I want you to 1v1 a Warden. And I'll say, okay, and I'll die several times in game. You know, but still, seriously, game, you give me the good luck now. Well, hey, at least silence is pretty much, even though it's cosmetic, intentionally designed to look like the best one. It has the most color accents, so it's like a sign of superiority. Hey, I grinded this structure. And whether grinding is something you appreciate in games or think is dumb, well, hey, that's up to you. But nonetheless, it is a status symbol to have. But regardless, I have silence, I have ward, I have disc 5. The only thing I'm missing is swift sneak 3 and recovery compass. Half the city done, had 2 shriekers go off, and then I went up there, triggered a third. I think one might have generated inside the redstone tutorial inside. So, I no longer am interested in redstone. But anyways, time to quickly deal with the rest of this place and hopefully get a recovery compass. If I get one of those, then I'll never have to touch one of these cities again. Alright, well, I intended to be quiet, but notice how there's no skulk? Yeah, this ancient city literally just barely even generated in the deep dark. Like, there's abnormally low amounts of skulk in a lot of it, simply because it literally just didn't generate in the biome. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. Just wanted to point that out. Anyways, this exposes a ton of diamonds on the floor, fortunately. But otherwise, I can now recklessly go through the structure and probably accidentally trigger a warden. I'm in danger. Anyways, I summoned a warden. Unlucky, but I actually found this whole section of the city I missed because this giant rock in the way. And hopefully I can still get swift sneak. I got an enchanted apple, and I got a bunch of useful tools for mining skulk that I will not state the name of because it would be way too funny. But anyways, yeah, there is a warden over there. I triggered a warden. Oh well, as long as I get swift sneak, because I already have swift sneak 2. If I get another 2, then I'll be good. So, because I'm a little bit desperate for echo shards, I managed to get literally everything except a complete recovery compass. You know, I'm swimming around looking for things in this aquifer, and I triggered that shrieker. Here, look. It's silent. How fair is that? But hold on, it gets better. And no warden. That's right. Yeah, if it's 2 underwater in one area, you get no warden. Now that I'm out of there, and despite my debatably best efforts, I did not get all the echo shards. However, I got pretty much every other treasure. I have Mending, Swift Sneak 3, I got a pair of pants, then I got 2 maxed out hose right here, both with Mending, and I got 29 diamond ore. So overall pretty successful, not to mention I literally got the silence and ward trims. So yeah, I have that handled. Pretty much the only thing I'm missing is 2 echo shards, which I'll probably quickly get off camera between clips. And yeah, I have all that now, so, well, I'm satisfied. I have Ancient City stuff, and thus I can get Swift Sneak and do some silly things. Now, with a significant amount of diamonds, well, I can actually duplicate the trim. You can see which trims I've gotten so far. And right here, just gonna craft some. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm usually a lot more original than this. However, I need a spare. Well, of course, always make sure you have 1 remaining. It would be very embarrassing to lose something as valuable as this. But anyways, with this, I'm going to have a set of full silence. And usually I'm more original. I use things like snout usually, maybe some trail ruin stuff, but nah, I'm just gonna go full silence. It looks cool. And thus, well, it's time to waste way too much of my life trying to keyframe whatever I'm going to do. Certified gamer moment. I am never saying that again. Well, anyways, I have full silence, and that makes me feel powerful, which means I like. And thus, I can continue flying around, and now what I have to do is, well, get myself the final remaining echo shards. And I'm just gonna go in, quick in and out 10-minute adventure. Maybe I get distracted or something, I don't know, but I'm gonna be completely honest. I have the Skulk Catalyst, and I just don't want to spend any more time down there than I have to. So, coming up on the next ancient city, and even though I've already had a base set up in the snow biome and thus I don't want to move, wow, this is beautiful. And you can even see some lush cave in there, which is really funny. But anyways, with these frozen peaks and absolutely wrecked mountains, what is the deal with this? How did this stony shore get higher than the actual jagged peaks? Well, anyways, it's time to go in here, maybe steal a few emerald ores while I'm at it, and otherwise just get my echo shards. Nothing too interesting. Of course, just to taunt me, a good old geode down here. Anyways, the scenery was actually really beautiful. I might include it as background footage for future videos. Regardless, going into the city, in and out adventure, get my echo shards, and leave immediately. And I'm quite lucky to have been able to dig straight down in an ocean to get to the city. After my generally interesting time doing all that raiding, collecting stuff, and otherwise just being cool with the silence trim, because you know that just adds 5 charisma to all actions I perform, well, I'm going back to base. I accidentally went the wrong direction, and well, I made another fine addition to my collection, which is nice. There's also that witch hut there. Maybe I'll make a witch farm in the future. But overall, I'm doing pretty good, and I just want to do one last thing this episode. I want to build a foundation to a building, and then I can turn it into a sugarcane farm. Whether I automate it or not, chances are I won't automate it, because, well, sometimes it's nice not having to automate everything. But anyways, going right back into the snow biome, because, you know, this is realistic, swamp right into snow. Well, I now have a new armor trim, I have a fine collection of items, and I went to the swamp and collected some flora. I did not grab any frogs. But anyways, I've been doing a lot of collection, and hopefully now I can do things a lot more smoothly, especially since I have Swift Sneak 3 now. And you know, that's a very fast way to travel. And from all this, you can see when my base comes into view, that tower that I don't use terribly much, well, it's a very nice landmark. Do I really want to live here? Probably not, but I think it's a good thing because it's moving out of my comfort zone. It's not finding some crazy beautiful scenery. It's the fact that I'm living in the snow, which is arguably one of the more boring biomes in the game. With a bunch of things just like that done, like the ratings and then the ancient city, well, it's finally time to address some normal things. And as you can see, I've been quite busy. I have not been sleeping. And well, I did something that was quite concerning to me, and now it's done. I finally got a better sorting system. That's right, my things are split across more chests. Right here we got our nether stuff, and here we have the ores and mined things, even though that should really be downstairs. But anyways, well, I now have a completed area. And if need be, I can use the attic. I have a hidden room behind the painting. It is not done yet, but still. 2 chests here, one for my armor trims and one for pretty much any other treasure I have. And now, finally, there's only one good way to end the episode. Oh, it turns out I already have a CD place. Aww. Do I have a CD place? Now I actually have to check. Why are the phantoms still... It's wheat seeds only. I still have not planted wheat seeds. Here, we can play the game. How long can I go before I end up accidentally placing wheat? Well, anyways, I have all of this done. So, yay. I have things going on. I can start building more and actually make this expert builder let's play rather than expert do literally anything else let's play. So all in all, I think today's been a pretty productive episode. I have myself the netherite, the mine over there, a nice house. The tower is still pretty mid, even though it looks beautiful. I have a bunch of cactus, and then I have the rarest armor you can get. Pretty much the only thing I'm missing is Thorns 3. Let's be honest, I don't like Thorns. Most people don't. And Soul Speed. So yeah, I'm doing really well for myself. So it's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, remember, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Either way, enjoy the rest of your day. Gearsaw out.